Welcome to the Green Room Podcast, a community-driven show born straight out of Discord, where role players, storytellers, and chaos makers gather to talk shop. This is a place where we pull back the curtain on the world of RP, from Red Dead Redemption, Frontier Tales, to the neon-lit streets of GTA Roleplay. We dive into the characters, the servers, the drama, the hilarious moments, and the craft behind immersive storytelling. The Green Room is exactly what it sounds like, the backstage lounge for roleplay. A place where creators, players, devs, and community members can relax, share experiences, swap ideas, and occasionally roast each other over the wild situation RP throws at us. Expect conversations about server stories and unforgettable moments, character building and RP philosophy, community highlights and drama, the good kind mostly, tips behind the scenes talk, and the future of RP. Whether you're a hardened outlaw from the Red Dead frontier, a city veteran from GTA, or someone curious about stepping into the RP world for the first time, pull up a chair. The mic's live, the community's here, and the curtain's about to rise. Welcome to the Green Room Podcast. I am your host, Clusty, and I'm also joined by my co-host, SERUKKA. Say hello, SERUKKA.
Hello. How's everyone doing?
How we doing? And also, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time on the Green Room Podcast, episode 2, we are joined live with our first guest. He goes by the name of Mr. MRJAKEZEUS. Everyone give him a round of applause. Woo!
What's up?
How we doing, brother? Okay,
Doing
to
good, man.
start with, brother, it's a new section that we've come up with for this week's episode. We're going to start with the news, and to start with, it's GTA or Rockstar News we'll go with. Rockstar News. Now, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, there's not been much in the last year other than the announcement itself and the trailer. But the most recent news that I've come across for this week's podcast is that it is confirmed that it will release on PS5 and Xbox and then PC at a later date. That is confirmed. Despite the rumors and the TikTok videos and stuff saying otherwise, that is the case. And how do we feel about that, guys? What are your thoughts and opinions?
A fucking bummer it is. I do wonder why they do it. Do they do it like because people are gonna buy it 2 times, or do they genuinely do it because it's more difficult to like make a game for PC?
I just don't know why they can't give a time for PC. Like,
Yeah.
what's the issue there?
Do you know what the weird thing is, to circle back to what you just said, SERUKKA, is that the fact is they make the game on a PC and then transport it to a console. You know?
Yeah, but like maybe
So
there's
like technically it's made for PC off the bat, and then it's like retrofit to, from my understanding, retrofit to go on consoles, right?
why not just give it us straight away? Like why they gotta be
Because it's a $1 billion company that ain't gonna miss out on billions of dollars, right?
Yeah, but that's the weird thing, because I did read an article. I don't know where I saw this, but like PC users are like a very small margin of their actual player base. So like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
they are.
It's
It's the GTA Online market, right? So I think I can't remember the exact numbers, but I can probably find it out.
Yeah, because last time it was a year, right? It was a year before the PC came out.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So if it's a year this time, I was tempted to buy a PS4. Don't have a PS5.
Yeah, me neither. If that's the case, I probably will buy one. But I also know I'll have to. The price has increased for one on PS5s, so I'm gonna have to pay like what, €800 to play a game and then never touch that console again. It feels
That's what
like
I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay, so
But-
the official numbers as of April 2026 in active user comparison on GTA Online. PlayStation 5 is 3.47 million. PlayStation 4 is 1.89 million. Xbox Series X and S is 1.13 million. Xbox One is 1.02 million. And PC is 0.89 million.
Wow.
So there's a massive gap between, still, because kids play it, right? Even kids that shouldn't be playing it because it's an 18 rated game or whatever. Kids just play it. Everyone, I don't know.
That's a big difference. I didn't even realize that. I'm gonna lie.
Yeah, it's quite a massive difference. Especially, I think the article I read went more into depth, and when they calculated it to shark cards and everything,
Yeah,
like of
yeah.
those users, they sell way more shark cards percentage-wise on console than they do on PC. So like to them, the PC market is like next.
Wait,
Is
what's
like
shark cards? What's that?
They're in-game currency that you basically can buy whatever. You know,
Oh,
you're basically buying money, in character money, and that's where they make all their billions, right? It was shark cards and transactions like that.
it's been money printed for the last 13 years. So
Yeah, exactly. But I would say the majority of those PC players are role players, right? So that's, in my opinion, like
probably
massive
modern
amount of the
I would've thought so.
community, you know. So they're not really earning any money from PC players, which is why they're going to adhere to the what is it, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 million people that play on console, compared to the less than 1 million that play on PC. Makes complete sense to me why they would split that. And then obviously the PC players are going to be a little bit butthurt about that, but
I mean, I understand it. It just
right?
Yeah, exactly. But it does suck, right? It just sucks.
Yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts on that, Mr. JakeZeus?
No, I would just like to know a time frame on it. That would just be nice to like, because whether you either buy a PS5 like we said, or you just wait it out. But then like I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be
you're gonna be
impossible.
if you're gonna be on TikTok or whatever, it's gonna be so fucking hard to avoid
You're going to
spoilers.
see everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking annoying.
Yeah, a time frame would just be nice, just like an update, like it's coming out in the next 6 months. But if it's a year, I don't know.
I think I keep reading that ad campaign will start in the summer, so hopefully we'll know more by then.
Was it supposed to come out in May then, or was it supposed to originally come out in May?
March,
normally
right?
we're supposed to be. Yeah, we're supposed to be playing it already. Normally, yeah.
Well, there's no news on PC, and we probably won't get that until after the release, anyhow. I don't think, but hey, I mean, I'm not going to go and buy. Unfortunately, I'm not going to go buy a fucking $500, $400 console just to play GTA. Unfortunately, so I will wait patiently and watch people spoil the game. It's kind of like I did with Red Dead. Honestly, I'll probably get GTA 6 specifically to go and roleplay on it, and go straight online and have spoiled the storyline and never actually play it like I did with Red Dead.
Well, you have to play GTA 6, right?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
But you have to. You would say that same about Red Dead, right?
But like, have you?
I played Red Dead though.
But I played through the first chapter, and that was it. I played through the first chapter, yeah, and
the worst chapter.
Yeah, the snow chapter. Yeah, it was the worst. Maybe I played for like 20 hours max, probably 25 hours. But me and my brother kind of completed it when I lived in America. Me and him would just, when it first came out, we would just jam between each other. But basically, most of the time, I was either watching him play it stoned, or watching other people play it.
Yeah, it's a great game.
It's a great game to watch as well. Bear in mind, Red Dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it is a film.
I can imagine, but this is gonna be like the next level of like. It's like the next game. I mean, you gotta. I mean, if you don't want to play it, you don't want to play it. But like, I'm fucking.
I'm definitely playing it, bro.
Well,
playing that shit.
It's not that I don't want to play it, right? I just don't have. I don't really want to go and spend $500 on a console to play it when I already have an Xbox One X or One S.
I'm probably not gonna do that either.
Because they're not gonna make it for what is it? Xbox? Which one is it for?
Like the PS4s.
No. Which Xbox console can it not be played on?
No idea. I don't even. I'm not really. Don't even know
Xbox
what
One.
Is
that the? Is that like the one before the newest one?
Yeah, it's the Xbox One S. It's not going to be released for, which is what I've got. It's the Series X and S. The Xbox Series X, not the Xbox One, which is crazy.
I think if you want to play GTA 6, I'm gonna assume you'll need that PlayStation Pro as well, like the most expensive version one, if you want to like the full experience anyway, which is like €900 or something.
Yeah.
Pro. Yeah, so PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 Pro, Xbox Series X and S. Xbox Series S will support the game. It is expected to run with lower graphical settings like 30 frames per second compared to the Series X.
Nah, no way.
But
Not even worth it.
You do know how this is going to go down, right? Like you're going to tell yourself you won't do it, and then you'll start seeing the clips and the videos come out, and then suddenly you'll just be in the store and you'll have it in your hands walking out before you know it.
Yeah, suddenly I've got no money in my account and can't afford my mortgage.
I'm already now debating like, okay. Well, anyway, we've still got some fucking months anyway. Like we've got half a year to go at this point, but it is growing ever closer and closer. Okay, moving on to the next part of the news and updates that I wanted to highlight today was the ever-growing avenues of roleplay that are available to folks. I saw a friend of ours playing Skyrim RP.
I dabbled in that one as well
recently. Yes, and obviously this is a roleplay podcast, but obviously we've even dabbled in a bit of Fallout 76 roleplay, right? Me and you, SERUKKA, as a bit of for shits and giggles and for content, kind of for folks. I just want to hear, has anyone dabbled? Have you dabbled in it, Jake? And if so, from what you've seen, what do you think? And do you think there's avenues for other games outside of the ones that are available right now for roleplay to emerge in?
I played Skyrim, the campaign. Like I put so many hours into that, and then I know if you're talking about Jugs, I know Jugs. Yeah. So he reached out and said, if you want to come and play it, but it just hasn't appealed to me really. It just doesn't appeal to me.
It's an interesting. So I played it, right? It's an interesting concept, though. I mean, it's Skyrim, right? It's a lot of jank, right? I mean, there's no way get around to jank of a what? How old is that game? Like fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I played a lot of Skyrim, like a lot when I was younger.
And the added issue on top of that is there's a lot of people play it though, right? Like it's 500 player servers, so it's absolutely massive. But I couldn't find a way to whitelist myself, so you had to go on the public servers. And then I read in the Discord, no idea if this is true, that you have to get picked up in the public Discord to be allowed in the whitelisted Discord. But that does mean, like, I don't want to like down talk on people, but like for people like us who've been role playing for quite a while and want to experience, like, kind of know what they expect out of it, being forced to go into a public server and dealing with all the issues that come with a public server, like a lot of trolls and people who are just, well, not really role playing. It was kind of a shitty experience for me. I'm not gonna lie. I played it for like maybe 8 hours in total, and I was like, my last encounter just made me F8 quit, basically.
Really? Well, what happened?
Yeah. Well, I was playing. What was his name? Drifts Between Shores in Argonian was my character. And I was just walking around, and I found a couple of other Argonians, and I was like, right, and I was like, hey, you got a job for me? And eventually talked them into a job, because everybody just kept telling me, go mine. But I'm like, no, I don't want to fucking mine. I'm on a role play, I don't want to grind. So eventually I found a guy who understands what I'm putting down, and he says, you can go beat up a guy for me, and I'll give you 5 septims. I was like, okay, all right, I'll go beat him up. And immediately this guy, I can tell that he's like not really doing the yes and. He's kind of like saying no, to my trying to antagonize him. So then I switch it around and I say, "Oh, come on, I'm just trying to make some money. I'll give you half the septums if you let me punch you 2 times." And then he just says, if you do that, I'm gonna contact the gods." And I was like, "Okay."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like admin slang for admins, and I was like, "Okay, fuck this," and then I just left it. I just couldn't find anything to engage. I don't know. It was just a terrible experience for me personally. Anyway.
Yeah, that's public service. Sometimes it can be like
that. That's kind of embarrassing, right? I'd have just punched him in the face anyway, and then got my septums, and then gone into the fucking Discord and just said, I'm there to roleplay. I've been hired to do this, and what I expect from a roleplay server is people to be kind of like the idea of yes and is like literally God speak, right? You know what I mean? It's the golden rule,
yeah.
Exactly.
But I'll tell you this though, they do got an interesting concept going. There's like you got to choose a certain skill to get into, and you can only do that one skill then, right? You can do the other ones, but you can only master one of them. So they kind of MMOified it, which was interesting. There was a lot of things to do, but then again, it also felt like everybody was doing those things. It was very hard to find people who just weren't just grinding resources and grinding a certain skill. I
Yeah.
talked to maybe like you know how roleplay. I talked to every person I bump into. I start a conversation, and like out of the 100 people I talked to trying to start something, maybe 2 of them were actually like role playing a character. One was a mage who was gathering intel on another group, which was interesting. And then the Argonian that gave me those septums was also kind of interesting. But like a lot of people were just playing the MMO side of it, which maybe the whitelisted server is better. I don't know. But for me, it wasn't a good experience.
Or maybe what Jake was referring to was like if you know someone in the whitelist server, they can get you an invite into the whitelist. When you say like being pulled in from the public, maybe there's a way for existing role players that are whitelisted to get you in. But to go back to your point, the game came out in November 2011, so it's 15 years old, or 14 and a half years old at this point. So
Yeah, you can
the
definitely
jank is
feel the jank.
real. But I know the whitelist server, from my understanding, was a 500 pop.
Yeah, that is insane.
Which is a
The public's
crazy
one.
amount.
The public's too, and they're almost always full. It's crazy, absolutely crazy.
It's a cool. I think for like people that have been role playing a long time, like are sick of the red M cycle, the 5M cycle. It's refreshing. I think that's why Jugs has enjoyed it so much. Because once you kind of play one service, a lot of things are similar unless they're like elite level kind of thing.
Well, that's kind of why I was like opened the question to what other games, right? Like the idea for me of like a Fallout 76 roleplay, knowing that they've done it with Skyrim, and Fallout 76 is online already, so it would just be a case of upping the cap for players, right, to build and then hosting servers. Like you have a build mechanic already where you can build your own base and such and stuff already.
Which, I was thinking the same thing of Hogwarts Legacy, because I'm kind of playing that game off and on a little bit here.
Hogwarts would, that would be sick.
Hogwarts Legacy is like a really immersive RPG. Imagine if they could turn that into a roleplay game. Well, though technically everybody's underage, which would be weird.
They did that with GTA server, right? They
but
did like a Hogwarts thing.
But it's a bit weird if you look at the streams of that, right? It's a bit, I don't know, feels a bit.
Yeah, the guy's walking around like a Southside member in fucking Hogwarts.
Yeah, I did see Lou was playing. I saw some clips on TikTok of Lou in that server, which I thought was pretty funny because he's a troll anyway, right? When he went in there, but yeah, like again, I admire these people for trying these things because it does, like you said, gives opportunity for role players that are bored of the constant rotation. The rinse repeat that is for the most part the same.
Red M for a couple of months, 5M for a couple of months,
and then and it's like even if you're just 5M only, imagine people that have been role playing since roleplay was available, like in NoPixel 1.0 and the places before that. It's the same constant cycle. You're doing heists, but nowadays they've really upped the game in terms of availability, and some of these servers, kudos to them because they're breaching new territory with what they're doing within the servers, like creating whole new buildings and it not being like a shit show. Do you know what I mean? It's fully immersive. So yeah, that like hopefully there's some
Enshrouded
new
would be
additions.
Good. I don't know if you ever played Enshrouded, but
yeah,
that would be a good one. The building you can do in there and stuff.
Even if they did fucking the new Black Flag online, you're able to host a server, and you just you're lived in that world, right? You've seen Windrose, right? The only problem with Windrose is a 4-player, like you can only have 4 or 5 or 6 maybe players on one person's server. So it's like Minecraft was back in the day, where you have the host of that server has to be online for everyone to jump in that server. But if they were able to incorporate hosting a server where it was always live and people could jump in, you could have like, because I genuinely think, like, honestly, if Rockstar were to do another kind of genre, if they went into like like pirate era, that would probably be like, that would outshadow Red Dead in my eyes. I think people being able to just fucking travel wherever on boats and whatever. I think that would be absolutely insane.
Yeah, that would be
Personally.
good.
I do have a side question on like why does Red Dead and GTA lend itself so well to RP? I never played it in the starting stages, right? But when I was playing Skyrim RP, okay, it's an old game, but like the lack of emotes, the way you're kind of standing there, the movement kind of not feeling smooth. Like, did they always have that kind of in mind, that sort of online gameplay, or is it just years and years of modding that made everything feel
I
so
think
smooth?
it's like Red Dead and GTA, like because roleplay is about being immersed. So obviously GTA is close to real life as you can, and Red Dead's similar. So when you kind of get in it, like on Skyrim, like it's not really believable to have dragons and all this magic shit. But with these other games, it kind of is more
But
realistic games.
but even the movements and everything, like the amount of emotes you have that you don't have there and everything, like I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain it. It's something that like
I think when you think back to like Grand Theft Auto 3 and then the advancement from 3 to 4 and the little things that they added in 4, right, was the main start of where people, because you could play GTA Online on GTA 4. I don't know if you remember this, but I used to do races and stuff like that. But
Yeah, I
and then
played it,
free
yeah.
roam, and it was basically just all out war. But like when GTA 3 came out, and especially like San Andreas, where they had ultimate like sort of realism in that, where you could get fat or whatever, you know. Like they added more realistic things to the way that you played it. It added that extra immersion to the point where people were like, I really want to just make myself in this game, right? And when they opted to bring online in, they realized, well, that like there was obviously at that point it was like Atlas and there was other role-playing games, right, that people were playing, like yourself, SERUKKA. And then it was like, oh shit, there's a market here for people. And like, rather than doing it on fucking Armor, where it was a bit janky, let's try and adapt this to a game where like movements and things are more realistic. The driving's way more realistic. And like, I imagine like the person that came up with 5M was a boss, and it's probably still like probably not given the kudos that he should be, because honestly, like adapting to GTA and being able to actually role play, and like bear in mind there was already functionalities in the natural game and online for people to be immersed enough to feel like they had a job somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And then over time, I think they just, Rockstar just built off that. They saw the mass community of people, because I imagine a lot of streamers that play roleplay influence people that are just playing GTA Online at this point still, like to play GTA Online, because they've only got a console, they haven't got a PC, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, I think that was a natural progression. Generally, I think it was a natural progression for the
It's
roleplay
just
community.
the most immersion you can get. So like with the question about what game would you choose to do roleplay, and if GTA wasn't a thing, and then everyone's answer would be GTA, you know. But that's the game that I would want to roleplay in.
Well, Cyberpunk for me, if they was able to adapt to an
Oh yeah, that'd be
online
good.
roleplay server in Cyberpunk, but just because of how purely massive that place is and how immersive that place is, and then on top of that, the amount of buildings you can go into already. There's
Oh
no
yeah,
need
imagine.
for MLOs. There's no need for any of that shit. While you can add that stuff in buildings that you can't access and doors you can't access, like just the apartment complexes in itself would be enough to host 500 people that are built there
Yeah,
that you can go into or go near, right? You know.
That would be
that
sick actually.
that would be indeed pretty fucking dope. Imagine having a little gang in Jig Jig Street or whatever. Yeah, that's
Exactly. And the fact is, they even pay homage to GTA in there with Grove Street. Like there is a Grove Street in Cyberpunk.
Oh really?
I'm not sure if you boys have seen it, but they do pay homage. It literally is like the cul-de-sac with the houses where Carl lives, and there's a side mission that you have to do. One of the like the bounties that you have to do to go there and kill like a gang, and it's like a Mexican kind of gang or whatever. I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head, but yeah, it's literally has.
Argos?
It's kind of like the Vargos, but not. Maybe like Maelstrom or someone like. Or maybe it's a Maelstrom. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, it was really cool, and I think that would be an epic transition. But because they opted out of the online after the bad release, we never got to see that. So hopefully, the next Cyberpunk project, Chicago, I think it is, they think more heavily about bringing online into it, because I think they're missing out on a massive opportunity to make a lot of fucking
Yeah, or
money
some
and keep people's interest in the game beyond having to constantly update it.
or some Madman mods it like they did Skyrim.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, that'll conclude that section of the podcast. I think we tied up some questions, some stuff about news and updates and stuff, but let's get into some questions. It's question time for our guest.
Question time.
Do you have any questions for our guest, SERUKKA, or else I can quick fire some questions at you?
I have quite a few, actually. But yeah,
you go ahead. You go ahead. I'll rest my voice for a minute. Yeah.
Yep. I'll use a bit of an introduction, because I know like you, but we haven't really role played much together except in Red Dead for a little bit. I think at the tail end when you were playing Clusty's brother, then in 5M a little bit. But how did you and Clusty meet? I did wonder.
We met on GR on Gold Rush on 2.0, I think it was. He was in the Desperados, and I was doing William Solomon in Limpany, and I think we met through growing weed or something like that. We kind of connections met through that.
It was Pappy Solomon. Yeah, so I used to. This is before I was really even Desperados. I hadn't even joined the gang. I was just looking for work, and Eli told me to go speak to Pappy because he was growing whatever next to Limpany. And then Pappy was like, "Oh, I need you to introduce you to my friend, William Crow," and then the rest is history, pretty much.
Do you know that's like nearly 4 years ago now?
Is that 4 years?
I think on my Twitch it's like 3, but I'm pretty sure it's close to 4.
I feel like it's beyond, because there's a clip of us all singing fucking, which I think you loaded in, by the way, in the clips channel here, of us singing Horse with No Name. Oh no, you didn't. You did William to the Desperados.
Yeah, that's different.
That is a different one.
But that was like a golden. That was my. So I started on 5M roleplay on a public server for like 2 or 3 months, and then but that was my first real server which I roleplayed on, and that was like golden age for me. That's still some of the best memories I have around that time.
Yeah, that was a very good era for RP. That is for sure.
Even the queue on like that Gold Rush was so popular then. Even like queues around the EU time were hard to get in sometimes.
Yeah, I remember having to buy tickets in 2.0, that's for sure. Just so I could play.
That's how we met.
Yeah.
Still role playing to this day.
And then my follow-up question was for you. When did you start role playing? Was it like way before you met Clusty?
Not really. It was on like a 5. It's called Prevail RP.
And that was the public server you were talking about then.
It's a public server. It's actually quite a good server, because I used to watch. I got into roleplay through watching Zuma, because I was big into COD, and then Zuma went to No Pixel, and that's when he started the Zoom Mafia, and that's when I met Jugs. So I used to think roleplay was like cringe, basically, because I never really understood it. All I heard was roleplay. I'm like, what? That's weird. But once I understood it, I obviously fell in love with it. But yeah, I started on a public server, and yeah, it was good, man. We made the Lost. It was actually pretty good roleplay for public. And then when I got into Redem, that's when I kind of got lost in the roleplay.
So you also went through that transition then, where like you just kind of like insert yourself into something and then gradually moved onwards and deeper into it. It's not like you started with a roleplay experience background of D&D or something.
No, I watched Drugs a lot, so I kind of had a basic understanding of like roleplay after a while. I probably watched him for nearly a year before I even got into roleplay.
Hmm.
And he's like a good role player, so it was good to like watch him and learn how to do things properly.
Okay. Have you ever had a roleplay moment that felt so real it genuinely affected you emotionally afterwards?
Oh, that's a good question. Not really, no. Not really. Just because for me, roleplay is roleplay, and you kind of leave it in the server.
Separate the two, right? Between roleplay and
Yeah, it's just for me, like I always have fun with roleplay. The only times I've got upset is like if something's, I don't know, like something's
pissed you
just
off.
pissed me off, but that rarely happens. That really, I think that's happened maybe once or twice when I was like first starting off. But no, it's just kind of like I don't really get emotional over it.
Okay.
But
That's a fair response. I agree. I think, I think there are certain types of people that role play. There's definitely the more experienced and like method actors that would lean into their character way more, which could come across very self-insert-ish, right? But you know, I've seen some people cry on stream because of how emotionally attached they are to a character and something doesn't go their way, or that, you know, and I can generally tell that that's self-inserted, right? But then there are some characters who can cry on stream because they're that good of an actor, but then instantly to their stream or whatever be like, I'm just having a laugh, you know, whatever, like, and completely separate the two. So I think, you know, that was a pokey question a little bit, but I have a really good one. Knowing that you have characters on both Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead, right? If both your characters from GTA and Red Dead were to meet, would they get along or would they kill each other immediately?
depends what characters I guess you're talking
William
about.
Solomon and Carlo.
William would probably shoot Carlos pretty quickly as well.
Yeah.
It's actually a genius question to pose to yourself before making a new one.
What's that? Sorry,
That's actually a really good question to ask yourself before making a new one.
Yeah, true.
Because thinking on that, like all the characters I've made, if I would like put Damien Cross, Lucas, and Clem in the room together, they probably get along quite well, you know.
They'd probably form a union, right?
Yeah, or something like that, right? So for my next one, I should try to make something that like would absolutely hate those kind of guys, right?
Yeah.
Well,
What about Rusty? Rusty would probably rob every single one of these and scam every single one of these. But then maybe Clem would figure that out.
I don't know about Rusty. Rusty was a bit more self-inserted, so I don't know.
Well, he was a bit of a hard ass from what I remember.
Yeah, he was trying to be hard ass Grim though, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. Like Carlos, I play him like trolly a little bit and like jokey, but William was pretty hot-headed most of the time and aggressive.
Okay, how much of your real personality sneaks into your RP characters?
Probably higher than. I don't pretend to be like some kind of actor, you know. So it's definitely a lot of my own personality in the characters I play.
Which I don't think is a bad thing. From my experience, is that if you can take some of the best parts of your character, like your actual personality, and put them into your character, like I would say, like even William, your character William Crow, sorry, was funny, because I think you're funny, like genuinely, right? So like the fact that both of your characters have their moments where you would say things that may come across serious, but in the moment, it was done for comedy effect, right? And you would be laughing to yourself on stream, knowing,
exactly.
you know, and probably the person reacting to it or role playing with you in that is probably laughing in their own head, but then trying to come back with another serious thing, right? I think that you blended, from my experience anyway, you blend the characters and your personality well. I don't think.
I think I think there's only. I don't think there's many role players that don't kind of have a lot of their personality in their characters. It's kind of difficult to completely be someone else when you're playing for 8 hours a day. Sometimes, you know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yes, and if they do, they're gimmick characters. You can't do it for a long list. Like, how do I say this? If you want to be someone completely different, unless you're like top level actor, if you're role playing like a completely different personality, you kind of become a gimmick actor with like very set rules and very set things that it does and follows. Because the minute you start engaging in a long term storyline where you like long term play, you kind of have to be yourself somewhat more. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like unless you play like this very singular character that just logs in and does a very singular thing, like be a banker or a postal guy or whatever. If you want to like join a gang and whatever, it's very hard to maintain that character constantly.
Yeah, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
Okay. What advice would you give someone nervous about joining RP servers for the first time?
Don't be a fucking pussy.
What does that mean, though?
No, I'm joking. Just go have fun, bro. Just go have fun. Don't take it too seriously. And just enjoy yourself. You know, it's gaming at the end of the day. You're supposed to have fun, and just yeah, don't be scared to talk out in group situations. I think some new role players sometimes are too quiet because they feel like they're going to say the wrong thing. Just have fun with it. Speak up.
I agree. I think going into the situation, my advice would be just have a look online, watch someone and how they, like someone that maybe has a good viewer base in the roleplay scene, and just kind of see how they approach a situation, how they talk in a situation, and understand that when conversating in roleplay, if you have a conversation, allow other people to talk, and respond. So you're not just talking over one another, allowing. Because the worst thing in the world is when there's 10 people fucking talking at the same time, bro. It annoys the fuck out of me.
I think watching
personally.
good role players streams is definitely fastest way and the best way to learn.
Yeah.
Watching like a good streamer that's good at role play.
And also take a good tip is leave your ego at the door.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, I think.
Yeah.
Don't get offended what people say to you and whatnot.
Exactly. Okay, and my final question here is, where do you think RP is headed in the next few years? More immersion, more storytelling, or more content creation focused?
Oh, I guess it's all down to GTA 6, really. It's kind of like, it's hard to answer that.
Well, what would you like to see then?
I would like to see it kind of go back to more storytelling and immersion, because from what I see a lot right now, it's just like if you're good at shooting, then you'll get viewers, and you'll get exposure. Where before, when I used to watch it, it was the opposite. The big characters, the funny characters, used to get the most exposure. So there's in the last few years, there's definitely been like a switch up in that. I think I'd like to see it go back.
But that's in what people are being watched, and I agree with you. But like server-wise, like I feel like servers are putting a lot of heavy emphasis on scripts. Would you
Like
think
mechanics and
that's good?
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I enjoy doing it, but I don't know. So that's a hard question. I like doing all the mechanics and scripts because it's something to do and it keeps you busy. I think it is a good thing because it's a progression, right? Like they can do these cool things now, so why not do them? But it just
Yeah, but don't you
sometimes,
feel like this is a controversial subject, right? And I'm just posing the question to you, right? But like, don't you feel that MMOifies things a little bit too much sometimes?
yeah, it does. But people enjoy that. That's the problem.
I think as well, like the balance is like, this is like an MMO for people who like GTA, right? People wouldn't. A lot of these people, maybe 50% of the people that roleplay wouldn't go and play World of Warcraft or whatever, right? Elder Scrolls Online, but they would happily go and do that in GTA because they're immersed in that world, right? Also, for longevity for a server, having goals to aim towards with specific jobs and there being experience to gain is a way to keep people sort of engaged with the server somewhat, right? Like too many server, like imagine if there was no grind, quote unquote, then everyone could just go and play GTA Online, right? Do you know what I mean? Like rather than with the addition of scripts, while it's a good thing, it is also a bad thing, right? The idea that it takes away from roleplay. Now, the idea of like bringing in scripts that specifically push roleplay is a great thing. While heists and things like that are kind of necessary, not just for content, but for progression. There is some good roleplay that can come out of those situations, like being caught, for example, and then having all the police roleplay that you can have, the back and forth, the chase, and other things like that. But like we used to complain about notebooks, right? And how good it is just to have a notebook. It's a small, simple script, but that can bring so much RP. People can go and open a bookstore. People can write books. People can do all sorts of little things just from one edition of something so small. Can empower roleplay. But I do think, unfortunately, scripts are a necessary evil in the day and age of roleplay right now. I just wish a lot of these servers didn't just go and buy someone else's scripts and took the time and dedication, like some of the servers do, to implement things themselves, create scripts themselves, right?
Ravage spoke about it yesterday in the meeting. I think he kind of thinks like he may have messed up a little bit with how this kind of reset went. With you don't really need to have to talk to other people to kind of grind, and he made it pretty clear yesterday that you can only get to a certain progression on the 4.0, and you have to go and speak to civilian or someone in the government buildings or whatever it's going to be.
Just
so
implementing it in a way that I think
it forces you to like have. You can only get so far before you have to go and actually talk to people, that's the way it should be, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of what No Pixel did, right? So you could, like, civilians were tow truck drivers, and you had to get a certain level of tow truck driving to have access to crowbars or whatever, right? And they were the only people that had them. And majority of them, at the time, those tow truck drivers were all civilians. So the criminals needed specifically to talk to the civilians to gain access to the tools that they could use to go underground, which they then could go and do loads of crime with, right? So it's like bleeding both Crim and Civ into one. Is necessary.
Because I feel like they forced PvP on people in kind of like 2.0, where now they're trying to force just interactions with civilians and criminals and whoever else, which is, I think, is good. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
But if I can go back to something you said earlier, though, because I am curious, it's something that interests me a lot. You said that viewer-wise, right, for like as a streamer and whatnot, people are more engaged in like good shooters and like
Yeah, definitely.
like fighting and whatnot. And it used to be that like characters were on the forefront. Now it's something I've experienced myself recently, right? When I was just playing, you know, the uncle storyline, like Clem Pickens, I had my viewers, sure, but then I kind of got more heavily into the crime, and we had a war, right? And the fact that people like anticipated that, the viewership ticked up massively, and now that's over, you see it tick down again. Like, why are people so much more interested in like the shooting and the violence in roleplay? Well, it's not something I personally enjoy. I don't enjoy that aspect of it all that much. But it seems that viewers definitely do. But I just don't get like why that is.
I think it's been like that. I think it's always been like that a little bit, like the wars and stuff. I don't know why. Like I had it recently. I was streaming and we was doing like a job on Prodigy, and then like CG come and countered us. I went from like 8 viewers to like 28 in the space of 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I guess people just I don't know actually.
People are interested to see your perspective, your point of view. Also, just in case anything happens in terms of clip-worthy things, there's probably a lot of like mods and clippers from CG's channels, respective live streams that are in there, just in case something crazy goes on, so that they're ready to clip it and ready to ship it to whoever, the respective streamer, right? Also, they always like to have the inside knowledge of what the other the other point of view, right? So it like war will always increase because you've got metagamers and meta viewers, people that like to view both sides of the situations. We might have a special guest as well on the podcast. Come on. Come here. Right, say hello.
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 Okay, this is young Felix on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. He's just going to come sit with me. Okay. Now I feel like we've wrapped up that pretty well, like the quick fire questions. So I appreciate that. SERUKKA, if you've got any more, feel free to chomp away at Jake.
I'm all assed out. Thank you.
Okay, so I think we move on to the clips section of the podcast. We have been going for about 45, so I figure we can get some clips in here. Now, let me load up some of these clips real quick.
No dog food.
1 second. So, the first clip... You good, dude? Yeah. Okay. The first clip is, let me. Can you all guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear it if I? Oh, it's muted right
And
now.
why are we wasting
hear
money
that?
getting it?
Did you hear that, guys?
No, I didn't do anything.
Did you hear me? Want me rip you? I'm gonna rip that bottom lip right off.
Well, here's the thing, Grandma. I spent good money to get this inventory, and you're gonna serve these people.
You what, mate?
I can't hear it now.
You can't hear it. You can't hear it either, SERUKKA.
But you gotta share your whole screen. Are you doing
Yeah,
that?
I'm gonna. 1 second. SERUKKA, you still there, mate?
I'm here.
Okay.
Dog food. If they ask for
I can
dog
hear it
food,
now.
Yep.
Okay.
I love this guy, by the way.
But then why are we wasting money getting it? No dog food. I ain't feeding nobody dog food.
they don't have to eat it.
But then why are we wasting money getting it? Did you hear me? Want me rip you? I'm gonna rip that bottom lip right off.
Well, here's the thing, Grandma. I spent good money to get this inventory, and you're gonna serve these people dog food if they ask for dog food.
I am not serving them dog food.
You guys sell dog food here?
Jesus.
Yes, yeah.
Do you want some?
Yeah.
We have a customer that wants dog food. Hold on, I'll fix it right up.
Well, I appreciate it.
What server
Do
is
what?
this?
Is it warm?
No, I'm gonna piss on it and warm it up for you. Yes, it's gonna be warm.
I'm not sure which one it
Hold
is,
on, I'll
actually.
heat it up.
I don't know.
That's good. I like my.
I did watch some
dog
of
food
his
boiling
streams, though.
actually.
Oh yeah, I watch these clips all the time. It's hilarious.
Well, I watched his clips, but I tune into some of the streams, and I mean, it's not
Hold
very
on, boss.
good. But the
So you
clips are
got one dog
hilarious.
food soup?
No, yeah, it's not. He's a complete troll, but it's funny to
Yeah.
watch.
Okay, and on to the next submission, which is one of mine, which I thought was hilarious. I showed the wife, and she thought this was hilarious too.
Abdo, I need you to leave.
What the fuck?
I'm not sharing anymore. I think you are.
Abdo, I need you to leave.
Am I not sharing? What the hell?
Well, not anymore. I think you closed that.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No,
Let me. I'm sharing. Oh my goodness me.
L production.
No, L production. You know, I got a child on my lap at the same time as well, guys. Give me a break. Okay, here we go. You can see that now.
Abdo, I need you to leave.
This is a classic right here.
What the fuck?
His reaction.
Abdo, I need you to leave.
Does he? What's he play? What's he play on now? Is he still on No Pixel?
I think so. Yeah. Okay, so that's one of my submissions, which I thought was funny. This one I thought was kind of hilarious actually.
It's a classic.
That
Jesus Christ.
once in a
Is that
while.
like? Is that like a sound clip that he uses or something? Like,
I don't know if that's actually him or not, but that's fucking hilarious. Then we got this one.
You need to go to the meeting block.
No, I'm a good black man. I'm good. I'm not one of the good ones. I'm not
Oh, that's insane.
I'm one of the good ones. I'm not going to rob you.
Beef stroganoff, more like bean stroking off. Here's something. What the hell? He must be stroking his beef.
I have to call you Uncle James. It's a form of respect in
I
the
respect.
Philippines, you know?
You said you're full of beans?
This guy's a goat right here, man.
Philippines.
I'm
It's a
full of
country.
beans.
Manila.
Can he say that?
I am full of beans.
Hey, Eduardo, you want to hear something cool? She's stroking my beef till I'm off, you know? Like beef stroganoff? I'm just strolling my beef. She's beefing me off so good I have a stroke. And can't remember my name. I need to go to the meeting.
that's another one of those. So the clips are hilarious, but if you watch the streams, it kind of comes over as trolly after a while, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, he is one big troll, but he is
He's the goat.
He is a goat.
Yeah.
Space Boy's hilarious. Here's a flashback
Alright.
that came up
And,
on my TikTok the other day.
Look at it.
XQCLL.
Oh shit.
What's that?
Let him know.
That's our mayor right there. That's our mayor right there.
Oh, that's the man, bro.
Right fucking there, mate. Here in the fucking natural habitat, mate. You fucking see them moving around. Fucking corky, mate.
Holy classic. Alright.
That's funny.
And
That's how Del Boy got banned, by the way, the first time he met, right? Doing the exact same thing.
Really?
Remember that? Yeah. He was standing in the burger shop, right? In the kitchen, and he was looking at the women with the binoculars, making comments on their asses and whatnot.
No
You got
way.
banned from what server? You got
No
banned
pixel.
for?
No pixel.
No pixel. Yeah. Well, I mean, his comments were very much over the top, but that's basically how it went down. He was doing the same thing, but then
That's how me and
People are
SERUKKA
too-
met. That's how me and SERUKKA met. We used to. I picked him up I used to be a cabbie, and I picked him up one day in No Pixel.
Okay.
Yeah, me and a mate of mine were doing Rodney and Del Boy. My mate was Del Boy, and I was Rodney from Fools and Horses.
People are too sensitive these days.
Yeah. I mean, that was a while ago now as well. That was before. I think that was before I even joined Red Dead, bro. That's how long ago that is. I can't even remember.
No, I don't remember too.
Okay, next clip. We have the grandma and his son again.
Thank you guys for helping me.
What is that?
Jesus, that's Anita? Motherfucker, what the hell happened to her? Did something hit her? A train? What the fuck hit her? A train?
Oh my god. No.
My God, you better talk to somebody that knows you.
What's wrong with me?
That's
Oh,
insane.
this is your friend. Yeah, I thought we were friends. We played bingo together.
I ain't never seen that face before. I'd remember that, Anita. What is that? Jesus H. Christ. Are you fucking kidding me? That's Anita?
Look at you,
Thanks,
just
honey,
cracking
I
up.
think you got me mixed up with somebody else. I'm sure
No,
you're
no.
very...
We used
Oh,
to play
no.
bingo together. I remember.
No, we
You'd
haven't, honey.
always win, but
Trust
you'd
me.
be cheating.
Anita, slow up here for a minute, baby. A lot of things I got issues with, but I'll tell you right now, I'm very good at memory. And you got a face that nobody could forget.
I hung up by accident.
Thank you very much. Well, I didn't quite mean it like that, but...
I'm free. Thank you guys
That's-
for helping me.
Jesus.
That's hilarious. And then we've got some clips. And now we have some clips. Sorry, guys. From our guest. To showcase.
Yeah, that was
Tommy
Tommy.
apologized to me.
Yeah. You know who
3
told
years
him
ago.
to do that?
After him, Willie.
It was Willie, yes. He's a good guy.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Willie's
yeah,
such a
like
good
him.
guy, dude.
Who's that guy talking there?
Came over, I said, "There's a lot of, like, you know
That's
what?
Reggie
It's funny,
talking.
so-
Not Reggie, the other guy.
Like
that's-
Eli.
Most of the time
Eli.
he says dumb
Oh,
shit, but
Eli.
I don't want to laugh. Like in my head, I'm just dying laughing. You know.
And he says it so perfectly.
Lord
like,
have mercy.
deadpan, no
Sounds like
emotion.
Pappy.
That's what I used to always say. They did sound very similar.
If he wasn't a Solomon, I would have offered him a space. You know what I'm saying? But
Could have been a Desperado, man. Could have been a Desperado.
Look at fucking dog.
Yeah.
Smoke like that back in the day was fucking massive smoke.
That was moonshine, wasn't it? That moonshine or heroin?
That was moonshine, bro. That was that's why we were up in the middle of the fucking mountains, bro. Hold on, dude. Okay, next clip we've got from Jake is another Spaceboy clip.
Hello?
Hello?
This is Mr. K from Connected Telemarketing, where we help connect you to the customer. Hashtag
What the hell?
Stay connected.
You got a new gig?
Who's this?
When did you rebrand from Lord to Mister?
What the f is
And
going
why
on
are
right
you, why
now?
are you just...
What is you
What the
talking
fuck?
about?
I'm looking in the phone book, and instead of Lord, it says Mister.
Yeah, this is Mr. K.
You working like telemarketing though?
Oh yeah, I do telemarketing now.
Facebook didn't work out.
Yeah, this is the thing I wanted to bring up actually. Like, obviously they're going to OSC on that shit. Like, do you feel like bigger streamers can just get away with that easily? And like,
I think in the right context it can be, right? That was a troll. Like again, I think the way I see it, right, is if both parties are privy to it and are okay with it, then it's fine, right? As long as it's not being forced on other people outside of those two people, right? A phone call, if Kay was around like his crew, right, or just random people, and they could hear the phone call, then there might be a reason to complain about it, right? But because it's between two people that are well aware of what's going on, what's being said, it's not that big of a deal. But then it advertises OOC conversations, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, it's a bit different. It's if I called you in 5M and we had like a little OOC kind of joke, like in character, it'd be funny and we kind of both agree on it. But I don't know, they have to be careful with that always.
yeah, someone done it. Someone done it the other day in prod where like he clearly knew the person he was doing it to, but there was like 5 or 6 of us around, so he was fighting, and he was going, "Stop pressing spacebar." I was like, "Bro, like, we don't know who you are, and you're saying that crazy stuff." I think when you're around different people, you just have to be a bit careful.
I think ultimately everyone should raise their standards, but the problem with that is at some point people get lazy, and it's just a way of life. And no matter how much people say they're always fully immersed in their character, there are moments that people have. I have moments. I'm sure you, Jake, and you, SERUKKA, have moments where like you're talking to someone and it's kind of like maybe too on the nose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And sometimes those lines can be blurred, right? The one thing I like about GTA, and it's one of the main reasons why I like Red M, like, is that GTA I can kind of talk about football that's going on, right? Arsenal were playing the other night and the boys were talking about the Arsenal game in the Champions League, right? When they won. And they can talk about it because it's modern day, right? So it's as if it's happening that day just in England or wherever the fuck, right? You can have those conversations somewhat. But that's also what I like about Red Dead. You're forced to immerse, you know?
Yeah, I agree. It's a good point.
But there comes a point where maybe too much immersion is for the mental health, you know? It's like
You can get away with a lot more on 5M with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can. It's even like talking about computer games that you want to play with the boys. You can kind of still get away with it. Even
yeah, just go, I'm gonna go to my apartment and play my computer game. I'm gonna play this.
Exactly. And then everyone goes, computer games are for nerds. I love that.
Yeah,
I love people that say that. It's like, I always say it, like, who the fuck plays computer games, you fucking nerd? Anyway, on to the next clip. We have from Jake.
I didn't see you exactly, because I've not broke any law at all.
Once again, Mr. Zeglis, once the individuals come into the room and identify you.
Individuals? Oh, actually, why don't you get them in here so I can see who they are? And I'll let you know if I've ever seen them a day in my life. You could just be getting fucking Tom, Dick and Harry off the street. You're going fucking court, mate.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. Shut up, you stupid bitch.
Hey, you don't hear anything from in here.
No, you can't hear anything in there. You can't hear anything in there, okay, Mr. Douglas?
There's obviously a fucking crack in the wall, isn't there? Because I heard that.
You know what? I think Dean is hilarious, bro.
Yeah, I like Ginger on the survey. Just a bit too much for her, I guess.
I think people didn't know how to take him, even though it was content heavy, right? But Dean's laugh is infectious. I think. All right, dude. Dean's laugh is infectious, and we were lucky enough to RP with Dean. I don't know if you were, Jake, but I was.
No, I never got to.
On GR. Where he,
I might have done briefly.
He played the bounty hunter, Dean Quincy Senior. When him and the original Misfits were around, they were good times, man. Good times. It's a shame he doesn't roleplay anymore. Because a good friend of mine and someone that SERUKKA knows, the delinquent, aka D-Link, was given his opportunity in No Pixel as a cop through Dean, and Dean fucking trained him, and then Dean does IRL streams now, I think, don't he? He doesn't
roleplay at all.
No, I don't think so, not anymore.
Wow.
But yeah, he really helped out D on No Pixel Whitelist. Someone that we used to RP with back in the day. He was a bit of an arsehole sometimes, but you know, that was his character, not him. Anyway, on to the last clip we have here, and it's from a mutual friend of ours. And it is...
Oh yeah. So that's P Money standing there.
This is intense! What should we do? I need to do something!
I'm a bit lost on the context here. What's happening?
I'll tell you in a minute.
I need to do something!
So that's P Money, who's like a quite a big time UK rapper, and then I think Wicked was just too nervous in roleplay to go and approach him. So I was gonna ask you guys if you had like had that situation before, where like someone out of character, that's their character, and you kind of been nervous to roleplay around them, or?
Oh, definitely multiple times. I still get it every time I know someone's really good at roleplay. I still get like the feeling, oh fuck, I'm gonna like get judged here, right? Like realistically, you won't, but like I still get that all the time. I haven't really encountered like big people, like big streamers or whatever, but like just people that I know that are good role players. I get nervous because I want to be just as good or like leave a good impression, right?
Yeah.
I think for me, I definitely still get nervous, even like fucking like my character opening up a garden center in Peanuts thing, right? Getting nervous. I would maybe not even nervous, maybe a little bit anxious to make the call, right? And knowing that I'm going to be judged by every single one of his viewers, right? But then I think just knowing that all right, dude, do you want to go play? Yeah. Take your toys. Just knowing that I've been in situations where there's many people streaming. Like there was a point where I don't have the clip anymore, but AJ Hunter came into Burger Shot and I was offering blowies in the toilet, and I was sat there with a leaf blower offering blowies. But like, like just things like that, like those kind of interactions kind of lessen the anxiousness, but the more you speak to those people, the less anxious you become.
Yeah.
I think, and if you didn't get nervous, knowing that someone's reasonably famous or famous in the world that they are from, whether it's P Money being one of the biggest UK artists. Come here, Papa. No, come on. I think you wouldn't be human, realistically. It's a natural human emotion, I think, to feel. So.
Yeah, I had it on GR on 2.0 when I was role playing for like pretty much first time, and I was bumping into like some of the CG guys and even just like people I've watched on No Pixel for a long time. I was aware of who they were, and I was like I've got to like, I want to like show my best role play, you know. I wouldn't say I was nervous, just conscious, I guess, of who they were.
Yeah, that's completely understandable, mate. I think I was definitely nervous going into Gold Rush 2.0 with the likes of like the Mandem being over there, CG were over there as well at the same time, Carmella, and all those people around, which is mainly the reason why there was a massive queue, right? You had all those massive streamers and bringing everyone over. I was definitely nervous. I can tell you my first experience role playing on No Pixel was like the first ever time I'd ever role played. That was like the most nerve-wracking thing ever, just to actually speak to someone and ask to buy some food, you know. I think the more you do something, the more the easier it becomes to do in general, whether that's just in life. Like, you ever had a new job and you've been nervous to go for your first day? You ever been nervous on your first day of work? It's kind of the same thing, right? The more you do it, the more easy it becomes after a while, and you get to know people on a more personal level, and then it just becomes easier in general.
Yes, that's definitely true.
Okay. Well, is there anything else, SERUKKA? Because we have been running for our allotted time today, I believe.
Ooh, well, I am all asked out. So I'm good.
Okay, awesome. Well, Jake, if you'd like to share your socials and where people can watch you and catch some of your clips, feel free to do so now. I will make sure there is a link in the description of the YouTube video for anyone who's watching, listening, and all that good stuff. But feel free to give away your tags now.
Appreciate that. Just MRJAKEZEUS anywhere: Twitch, Kick, TikTok, YouTube.
Please, guys, make sure you go and give him a follow, chuck him a like, and all that good stuff on all his socials. He is an amazing role player. He's a good friend of ours, and I'm lucky enough to still role play with him over in Prodigy. If you're interested, go on.
That's good guess right there. That's good guess. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on as the first guest and taking the time to come and talk shit with us over on the podcast and give your voice and opinions about roleplaying and how to navigate the world that is a very emotional experience for a lot of people. But yeah, we appreciate you. But make sure you go over there, check him out on Kick, Twitch, and TikTok. Also, if you're engaged in gang stories, Carlos, his character on Prodigy, is involved with the Vargos, and with 4.0 dropping a week on Monday, I'm sure there's going to be some great stories to come. So please be sure to go over and check out that stuff. He may even be live later today. Who knows? Maybe you should go and check him out. He might be live right now when you're listening to this podcast. So maybe just go and check out his socials. Yeah. But from me, Clusty, from SERUKKA, we appreciate you all, and thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Yeah.